Hey guys, what's up? It's KraDeNine with a new training guide for you guys, specifically targeted towards Xenon. This is the way I trained, these are the monsters I trained at, and I'm gonna make a guide of it. So, between level 10 and about 25, I went to rotting skeletons in the Haunted Mansion. You guys are seeing the statistics on the screen, so unlike my other training guide where I tell you guys the HP, the experience, the monster's name, I'm just going to focus more on where I trained and how you train there. So like I said, between level 10 and about 25 you want to go to rotting skeletons, just circle around the map. When you get to around level 25, I would say go to Dead Scarecrows. You're gonna lose out on some experience because Nexon has this new thing where if you're under 20 levels of the monster, you're gonna lose out on some experience per level. So the closer you get to the monster's level, basically, the more experience you're gonna get. Up to 20 levels less. So if you're level 20 and the monster's level 50, you need to be level 30 to get the full experience. So when you get to about 30, go to Latest Hits compilations and Greatest Oldies. They're located in the Kerning City Mall, and people say this place got nerfed. It got nerfed, but not terribly. You could still go from left to right and kill the spawn extremely fast, especially with a Xenon who got Ion. It's really fast, guys, trust me. Just circle the map left and right, continuously recharge, don't overdo it. So when you get to about 45, you want to go to Desert Bunny females and Desert Bunny males. I focus around the male version, but I did go to the female version here and there. The experience is great, and you won't, like I said, you won't get the full experience again until you get to 20 levels below the monster's level. But it's better to lose out on some experience and train here rather than CDs, which give you less experience, even though you're below the monster's level. So when you get to about 45, like I said, train here it's about 53. And as you guys can see on the bottom left, I have the levels of where I trained here at. And at the bottom right, I'm saying ignore this experience. On the bottom right, I'm saying that is because I'm level 187 right now in my Xenon. Therefore, I gain a lot less experience. Not the experience you're seeing on the screen right now. Cactus has about 361 experience. In my killing of my level 187 Xenon, I get like 200 experience. So do not worry, the experience you're seeing on the screen when I give the monster's details is 100% accurate. Well, as long as it's the Unleash patch. Or else in the future you might be watching this and Cactus apparently gives like 5,000 million experience. Then of course it's not 100% accurate. So Cactus is a great map that I discovered. I'm not sure if everyone suggested this or not, but I love this map. 3 platforms are spawning. Once you kill one platform or the second platform, the third one is going to spawn, no doubt. It's a great map to train at. Then around level 60, I went out of Cactus because I got 3rd job advancement. Hooray. And I went to Sunrats and Scorpions. They're not that hard to kill. The map is very flat. It's easy to go from left to right. My only issue here is that even at level 60 I was able to kill these guys with Ion alone, so I had to wait for the spawn, so that was kind of annoying, but it's not exactly the worst thing ever. If you go one map to the right of Scorpions, you get Scorpions and Sand Rats, and this map has a bit more spawn, not that much though, and you won't be waiting for the spawn forever. Again, it depends on your range, your damage and all that, but I only trained here for a few levels, I didn't focus too hard on here. But this is a great place to train if like roids or neo-humoids or huroids, there we go, are full. Which they really shouldn't be because there's also a hidden street portal right there, so... Anyways, roids and neo-huroids are going to be your friends for a good chunk of time. 68 through 85 is my suggested levels. I left neo-huroids, or however you say it, around level 75-ish or 78, and I kind of regret it because I had to spend a lot of time at aliens recovering experience. Because of the 20 level thing. Aliens are now level 105, which I'll get to in a bit more. And, just stay here till 85. You can leave a bit earlier if you want, but I wouldn't suggest it. Just because you're going to get more spawn, you're going to get more experience here, rather than aliens later on. But seriously, train here if you can. This map is going to get full really fast during double experience, especially with Xenons. And it's just because this is going to be in a new training ground instead of aliens, it's level 80. So there's kind of that. At least that's what most people are going to think, right? Right? I don't know about that. What do you guys think? No, guess what? I still suggest training at aliens. Believe it or not, these things are still great experience. Yes, they got nerfed about half their experience, but that does not make them obsolete or bad or worthless or garbage. They're actually really good still. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but I think I trained here faster to level 100 than I used to. And I was only on double experience this time around, not like times 4 like I used to in the past. But yeah, go here at 85 I would say, just because they're level 105. So you might have some issues killing them, or you might have some issues getting the full experience at a lower level. And that's why I'm suggesting 105 being the latest you stay here. But I would suggest going here at 85, training here to 100, and you really should not have an issue training here. Ion just goes from left to right, up to down. I would suggest going from the bottom left to the bottom right, then using gravity all the way up, or that maneuver that brings you up. That's like a mode skill. I think it's from second job advancement. I really can't remember it at the moment. But just use that to get up to the portal. Don't bother with the ladders. They're kind of useless to use. And after that, you're going to go to Evolution World. In my opinion, or Evolution System. Go to System Monsters N3 in the Link 3 portal, not skill portal. The level, HP, and experience varies depending on your level and what cores you're going to use. I tend to focus on +7 cores with 30% population, and that's really it. I just focus on those two. And I also try to increase the HP by 400%. If you're able to get a higher population increase or a higher HP increase, go for it. But I would suggest that you focus on those if you have high damage. If you have mediocre damage or low damage, really don't focus on the HP aspect. The level aspect shouldn't hurt you. The higher the level, the more experience you're going to get. They cap out at level 160, so if you're like 165, this won't exactly be the best place to train, but it's not exactly the worst. So I really suggest only staying here to about 160. I can't really suggest higher because I just stopped at 160. The experience died on me, and I only got like 0.1 per kill. But you want to go to the Dimensional Invasion after 140. 140 to about 180, this place is still really good. Maybe even 190. You're going to get about 10%. From level 140 to 150, you're going to get about 10 to 40% per PQ. It depends, I want to say. I was on double experience at 1.5 and I got about a level per PQ up until 155, I believe. And this place is just a great place to go to. The spawn, it's a party quest, the spawn's just there for you. So as you're seeing right now, they just spawn in like a bunch. Kill them and a wad of experience goes to you. This goes on for a couple of minutes, you're going to get a few waves, there's going to be different number of enemies, and again, like Evolution System, it varies upon your level, and really it just depends on your level. Your level indicates their HP, and indicates their experience. So at 140, you're not going to get the same stuff you did at 180. So if you need an alternative to those, and say you're out of your 5 Evolution System uses and your 10 Dimensional Invasion uses, and you're not level 165 yet for some reason, which, trust me, it's going to happen, you want to go to Tipo Red or Tipo Blue. I would suggest going here about 131 or 130 to 132, not so much later on because you're going to go to MP3. But again, quick map for Xenons, because all you do is use Beam Dance from the bottom left to the bottom right. Just continuously use it, and leveling will be nothing but a simple breeze, trust me. So I did not train here for long, just because I wanted to go to MP3 as soon as I could. So I really would only suggest this if you are getting less experience at MP3 than you would here, or if you're getting less experience per minute at MP3 rather than here. So when you get to about 134, 135, you want to go to MP3. This is going to be the best place you're going to train at that level, just because everything else is nerfed to death. So you have Slimies and Selkie Juniors, which, if you guys have played MapleStory in the past, and you've trained from like level 80 to 90 or 70 to 90, you guys recognize these guys. These are like old friends. They're old friends to me because I trained here since like 2008. Yeah, about 2008 when Pirates came out. Yay, backstory. So these things are a great place to train at. The spawn is always high. The experience is pretty good, if I can say so myself. It did get a bit tedious to train, but it doesn't mean they went slowly. You're gonna get really bored here just because it's the exact same pattern. You go from the bottom to the middle to the top and repeat the pattern, or if you go from top, middle, bottom, repeat. It's just really annoying to do and you get really bored of it. You have an official night B when you get to about 165. I suggest 165 because that's when you're going to get leech experience from your party members. So let's say you hit 5 out of 6 enemies in the map. Congratulations, you're going to get 5 out of 6 experience from the map. You can always come here at 160 if you're able to kill them or hit them with decent damage. So definitely get a Phantom or a Bishop to door you, because you can't get here alone unless you have a level 165 quest, which is not hard to do, and I'll make a video about that later just because I'm not sure if everyone knows about it. It takes like 5 minutes to do and it's pretty easy. But I really do suggest this at 165 and nothing really else. You can still go to Dimensional Invasion if you're bored of training, but get a party, get a bishop, and training here is not going to be that tedious. Or, okay, it will be tedious, but hey, that's the best place to train at. Then when you get to 170, I want to say 179 would be the best level because you're going to get full experience. But if you want to leave Stronghold ASAP, I would suggest anywhere between 175 to 178, but 179 being the prime level for experience of leeching. Get a party of 6, you, including 5 other people, 1 being a bishop, and if possible get a Kana. A Kana will increase the spawn here, and a bishop will obviously holy symbol you, making training a lot faster. So just get a party, start training, and it should go by well. If you have a high enough range, I would suggest soloing this area, but that's kind of hard, even for anyone. So you need to have pretty good range. I would suggest about 200k would be prime for a Xenon, just to solo this map without having delay issues. Meaning, you kill a platform, then the top respawns, you're still killing this, the middle platform. You want to keep it a good pace where you can kill it at before respawn. So I think respawn is still about 15 seconds. So you want to kill it within 15 seconds. It might be 10, it might be 5, I really can't remember. So when you get to 193, I would suggest going to mixed golems, ancient mixed golems. 2 issues though. Number 1, there is an incredibly high spawn and a lot of, items going around. So you're gonna get disconnected a lot. But the experience here is great, and if you don't die and if you could survive, I really do suggest going here. It's going to be the best place to train ever. So that's going to be where I train when I get to 193 up until about 200, and then I'm going to take a break with my Xenon. Guys, that's been my Xenon specific video for training. If you want to know where to train between 1 and 250 for all jobs with alternatives, click the icon right there where it says the best MapleStory guide, and you'll be taken to that video. So thanks for watching, hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, comment down below or message me. I'm always up for that. So, see you guys later.